Why does this rose feel closer than the cup behind it? Nothing here is actually three-dimensional, but one simple decision changes everything. It is not shading first, it is not the texture, it is scale. When one object becomes exaggerated, space begins to appear. Today I want to show you how scale alone can create depth in digital painting. In this composition, the rose dominates the frame. It is intentionally oversized. It almost overwhelms the canvas. But if I had filled the entire frame with petals, the image would feel flat. So I gave a small portion of space to the cup on the right. That decision creates contrast in proportion. The rose is exaggerated, the cup is restrained. This difference in scale pushes the rose forward and allows the cup to fall back. Depth here is not created by detail, it is created by relative size. When proportions shift, space begins to exist. Now let's look at how I build the rose itself. I begin with thick lines to establish placement and weight. Because the rose is large, it needs structural clarity first. Then I block in flat color. Roses are repetitive forms, layer after layer of petals. So instead of chasing details immediately, I first establish the light hierarchy. The darkest area lives in the center. Light barely reaches that depth. As the petals open outward, they receive more light. That contrast creates volume inside the large form. Even though scale gives us spatial depth, value contrast gives us internal depth. These two systems work together. As I refine, I constantly readjust the lights and darks. Sometimes highlights grow too wide, sometimes shadows become too heavy, so I cut them back with midtones or temperature shifts. Because the rose is large, I can afford bold strokes. Later, I divide and refine. Scale allows freedom. Structure allows control. And when both are balanced, the composition feels intentional. The rose feels close, the cup feels distant. Nothing actually moved, only the proportions changed. If this helped you see space differently, stay with me. Sometimes, depth is not about adding more. It is about choosing what to enlarge. Depth is placement. See you in the next layer.